Hello everyone, and today I want to talk about getting Grade Passback set up in Canvas. Although it's quite simple once you get it set up, it can be a little confusing at the initial stages. So the first thing you're going to want to do is log into Canvas. Now, if you're brand new to Canvas, this probably isn't the video to start out with, but for what it's worth, you'll go to clevelandschools.instructure.com in order to get there. And you'll log in with your standard Cleveland City Schools username and password. Once you get logged in, what you will see is a dashboard listing all of your classes. Now, the way we do it at Cleveland City Schools is we use one class and put all the sections within that course. And so if you taught multiple sections of the same course code, you'll only see it in that one class. But for every separate class you have, not separate section, this one setup process each year or quarter, according to when your classes are done or semester, does have to be done. So in this example, I'm going to go into the Language Arts 07 class. Now what you'll see is that nothing's been set up in this class yet, so it's a great starting point of getting Grade Passback set up. What you're going to want to do first is go to Assignments, and under Assignments you're going to want to click on the snowman and choose Import Assignment Groups. Now, what this is going to do is actually pull the assignment categories within PowerSchool over to Canvas. That is necessary because we have to specify the assignments in Canvas to be one of our categories in PowerSchool. Now, for the middle school, it'll be the 90-10 summative and formative categories, but if you're at the high school, then there are different categories that we pulled in from PowerSchool. You just need to make sure you're using one of those for your assignments. It takes a minute or two, so if I refresh this screen, you'll see that they're already here. And so any assignment that I want to go into PowerSchool, I'm going to need to put either in the summative 90 or formative 10% because that's the categories that are in our gradebook here at the middle school. So I can always click on the snowman and actually delete the other categories, and it's something that I recommend doing just so you don't accidentally place it into the wrong category. And so make sure you classify everything into the categories that are in PowerSchool. Now, that is all that is required in order to set up Grade Passback. However, there are a couple things you may need to know in order to do it well and fluidly in your classes. So the first thing is when you're creating an assignment, you're going to want to specify one of those categories as either summative or formative if you're at Cleveland Middle School, or as one of the PowerSchool categories whenever you create the assignment at the high school. Additionally, you're going to want to make sure that you have the Sync to PowerSchool option checked in order to get your grades to sync. So in this case, I'm going to call it Test Assignment. It's worth 100 points. And I'm just going to click Save. Oops, so it's a text entry. This is very important. If you are going to have an assignment go to PowerSchool, it does require you to have a due date. And so when you try to save and you don't give it a due date, it is going to request that before you move on. So we're going to set the due date as September 28th in this case, but it could be whatever date within that term that PowerSchool will accept. So now I'll hit Save. And if I go back to the assignments list, what you'll see is that this assignment is not published. Now, if it's published, then it's going to be able to be sent back to PowerSchool, and you'll see when I refresh it, it even has this little circle arrow with a check mark in the middle. That means that Sync to PowerSchool is enabled. Now you can quickly disable it by clicking on that, and now it's not syncing to PowerSchool. And you can click on that to get it to sync. But once again, if you don't have a due date specified or a category, then you'll get an error and have to go in and edit the assignment. So it's best practices to always create your assignments with this in mind, and then you can turn the syncing on or off. Now, at Cleveland City Schools, we've made the choice to only sync the grades to PowerSchool whenever the teacher decides to do that. In the past, it would happen automatically, and maybe grades weren't ready. Maybe students just took a test and it wasn't quite ready to go into PowerSchool. So now the teachers have the option to say, I'm ready for this information to go into PowerSchool, and then they can choose to send that information over. So in order to send the information over to PowerSchool, once you've completed your grades, you can go to the Grades category, choose Export, and then choose Sync to Cleveland City School District PTP GPB, Power Teacher Pro Grade Passback. This takes a few minutes, but it is relatively quick, especially considering our old processes that would at least take overnight. This happens semi-instantly within a few minutes of you pressing the sync button. Now what it does is it syncs changes. So if you make a change to the gradebook, if new assignments get added, or if a student retakes a test or you adjust in a grade in Canvas, whenever you click sync, it'll send over the new stuff, but it will not overwrite previous information that hasn't changed. So I hope this is a quick intro into how to set up Grade Passback in Canvas. If you have any questions, be sure to reach out to your Blade facilitator at Cleveland Middle School or Cleveland High School, and have a great day.